If you could describe Duplicity in 3 words, what would you use?
Riveting.
Duplicitous.
Thrilling.
Twist.
Mysterious. What were you gonna say?
It's tough to do it in a word.
Yeah,
it's definitely not what meets the eye.
Yeah.
You know, it's a slow burning thriller.
Yeah.
Takes you on a ride, like twists,
Yeah.
turns, and you
Roller
just don't know.
coaster?
But more than that, because
Yeah.
it'll take you on a few more twists than a roller coaster would.
Yeah, no, that's true.
It's fun, intense, and dynamic for sure.
Dynamic. I like that.
Like that one.
Whirlwind.
Some.
Something.
It's wild. It's
It is
a wild
wild.
ride.
Yeah.
And you guys play intense, dynamic characters. What have you learned about one another working on this project?
Oh, I really like this question. I'm just gonna say the first thing that came to my mind. I learned that it's really okay to trust the first impression you get from someone that's really like, oh, you are that cool, and you are that kind, and you are that grounded, and you are that fun, and you are that sweet, and you're also that pretty, and it's such a rare thing because sometimes when if you're a woman in Hollywood, well, if you're a woman in Hollywood, you know, sometimes it's not always like that when you're working
That
with
is very
other
true.
women. They have their guards up, and you know,
Yes.
from the second that I started working with her, she was guard down, and I was guard down, and it's been like that
Yeah.
the entire time, and it's nice to just have that experience because it'll inspire me moving forward and be like, maybe there's other really nice girls, you know, out there, you know. So,
And I honestly, like, I like to make I just feel like naturally I'm a very friendly person, and I feel like especially when you're also working with sisters, like they just have this, what's the stereotype that like we're competing, or that they don't get along, whatever, and it's like no, we gonna be friends, we got to do this together. So it's, you know, just making sure that those whatever vibes that people always say are sometimes out there amongst Black women, it's like, no, those things do not have to exist, and they don't with us.
He's from Philly. I just learned that.
He's funny as hell.
Nah, we trip out. No, it was man. I mean, this movie. I don't want to give anything away. I hope to work with him again. I'll just say that I wouldn't think twice.
Yeah, I think a lot of times, well, not a lot of times, but sometimes you show up and people are really good, and they may not be pleasant to be around. You know, which is okay. We're all grown.
Yeah.
If that's how it is, you got to show up and still bring your best effort anyway. But it's like, it can be a hell of a treat when you have somebody that's this talented, but it's also a joy to be around. You know what I mean? It feels like, you know, of course, like you said, there are things that are daunting. We're still at work, but in these moments, we're still having fun while we're locked into what we're doing. You know, so it's a nice, you know, it's a nice contrast for sure.
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is your first time working with Tyler Perry on one of his projects.
it is. It is both of our first time, which is wild.
What was it like working with him?
Oh, it's just outstanding.
Yeah.
Like, truly, like a dream come true.
It was awesome.
I said something to an interview earlier, and I was like, I realized like Tyler Perry is the reason I actually decided to stay living in Atlanta, just for the
nice.
hope
That's
of
cool.
one day working with him,
getting on
because
that.
he's just he runs Atlanta, but it was just just amazing to work with him. He's such a powerhouse and still so grounded and treats his actors, his crew so well. It was really,
And he's a lot of fun on set too.
Yeah, he is fun.
He's very relaxed. He's actually like, he's silly. So that made it kind of fun for me.
I know, and then
Yeah.
I don't know how he does it, because if I was like the writer, the director, the
I'd be
producer,
freaking out.
and he's a Virgo, which makes it
Yeah.
even more amazing
Yeah.
that he's that relaxed, because I'm a triple Virgo, and that wouldn't happen to me.
That's actually interesting to know, because you're right. Like, you're doing all of this stuff and you're still like, you have levity to you, which is
I know, I'll stress out if I don't get my shirt on time. Like,
right,
I just
yeah,
don't
no, me
even,
too.
you know what I'm saying? Like, he's
He does it all.
enigma. I can't, I don't know. I feel like there gotta be at least 20 Tyler Perrys
Yeah,
running around
somewhere.
for at least, you know, there's no way one man could just do what he's done. You know, he's
no,
just
absolutely. Listen, if they're cloning, he's definitely somebody that's cloned, probably.
For sure,
saying,
100%.
What is it about working with him that you truly love as being a creator and actor?
What's not to love? I mean, he, you know, I think one of the things that I love is that he knows exactly what he wants. So, you know, we don't have to show up and guess things. You know, if he's not getting it, we may stay there for a while, but at least we know what he's after. You know, he's after that shot, and once he gets it, he can move on. And not all directors are like that. So that's definitely one of the things that you know, attracts me to working with him anytime. You know, and then outside the fact, you know, it's Tyler Perry. You know, iron's going to sharpen the iron. And I think the last thing is that, he knows what he wants shot wise, but he also knows what he wants out of the character and the actor. So to be able to show up on set and have you know, the talent around me, it's like that's something that's also, you know, very attractive as well. You know, being able to work with people like RonReaco, for sure.
Absolutely, I feel the same way. It's a privilege and an honor. I think once you understand kind of how he how the ship is ran, you know, it just, I don't know, from an actor's perspective, it's easier, honestly. I think certain parts of it might be a little more daunting, a little more, you know, harder, but honestly, from a performance standpoint, I know all I gotta do is hit it one time. And, you know, for the most part, unless he wants some additional coverage, and then we can kind of explore, but 9 times out of 10, he just needs you to give it to him right there on the spot. Once he get it, he good. And so a lot of times as actors, you know, we've been trained to pace ourselves. You know, what I do in the wide, I'm gonna do, you know, I'm gonna save it for that close-up. But, you know, a lot of times he's doing the close-ups first, which I love, and he'll kind of end the scenes on the wide, which, you know, just for me, it just allows me to kind of reserve my energy and save it, you know, for later on in the day as I need it.
I appreciate you, ladies. Thank you guys so much, and I appreciate
you
you for always. And congratulations on your latest project.